gets to a certain level, she's gonna retire me.
Wow.
So if she retires me because she has a higher earning potential, and we can have all things we want, desire, needs, and help others, why can't she give me the soft life?
But it also can apply to the males if you want to lay around the house and have your woman do all the work. That can apply as well.
Welcome to Date, Affirm, The Real. Our live podcast talking about today's relationships and its effects on us all. Please welcome our hosts, Marcus Goodwin and Don aka Junior Lee. Let's get real.
Don, what's going on, brother?
What up, Marcus? What it do?
It's another Wednesday. We back on the mics trying to do our thing.
Indeed, we are.
Once again, welcome to Date Affirm, The Real, where one of the things we do is going to always keep it real. We're always going to keep that positivity. We're always going to keep it 100 with you.
Indeed.
You know, a lot of things we say are from our experiences, our opinions, and our thoughts. And hey, if you don't like it, still keep listening. It is what it is. You know, but This is an open platform, an open forum, and we want you to voluntarily give us your outlooks, your opinions, and your thoughts, because, as I stated before, these are our thoughts and our opinions.
Mm.
We don't make it. Doesn't make it right. You don't make us the experts. Nah, we just talking conversation. In this case, man to man. You know, and if you tune in next week, you hear the lady speak on even some more real stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right on. I see you out there, Chevalier. I'm about to call you Chevalier. My bad, you. My bad, dog.
Say Chevy Cavalier.
Yeah. So, right now, let's jump into this. Don, what's the name? Shoot me the name of this subject matter.
The topic is Black man and vulnerability, with a subtopic of, can we be soft in love? And soft with a capital S. And the reason for that, me and Marcus was shooting shit about different topics, and this one actually caught me. Marcus had a video, but I don't think he got it queued up. But it's just listening to how men explain their vulnerability or explain their thought process when it comes to love, and why we just automatically off the top are not soft when it comes to that. We have a hard time of opening up and expressing ourselves. And with this episode, we're going to try to peel back the layers of that onion and give some points, some different toppings, and some different subject matters that others can relate to, and can perhaps provide an opinion, educated opinion on the subject matter, because we always like that.
All right. So we want to peel us back because, Don.
Yes, sir.
You know how we do the on the spot segment?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I got something for you, brother.
You got something for me?
Well,
man, fire it up, man.
We gonna wait. You're gonna keep, we're gonna play a little Russian roulette with it.
Yeah.
But let's get into the topic at hand.
Yeah.
First thing I'm gonna ask you soft?
I would say we have to define that, because if you're saying I am soft, I would say yes, I am a teddy bear. I'm cuddly, but soft, that I am not. Hard as a rock.
Okay. What makes a man soft?
I would say the opinion of others as they are judging him. I'm gonna start off with that. Well, that's what determines a man soft, because we all come from youthhood. We grew up and we cut our teeth on something, right? We get out there and we do some macho shit. You play football, you play basketball, whatever, junior high, high school, and others may decide to try to be an athlete. Some may want to be a doctor. Others may want to get out there and run the streets. Whatever the field is, you still feel like you're doing something that makes you a man. And that may be anything from a job to contributing, helping mom with the groceries, doing things around the house. But when those that are watching you, those that are supposed to be in your circle, those that admire you or may despise you, they have their opinions, and that opinions is what pertains to how the world sees people in a certain way.
Hmm. So it really sounds like my environment or my people around me determine if I'm soft,
Yeah,
or even determine if I'm of a man.
yeah.
Some of the people around me determine how I should love. Should I
They're
love?
trying to determine.
I don't know. It's almost like you said. It was almost like I interpreted. I'm wrong a lot of times, but almost like you was like, yo, my man. They said you soft, so you must be soft.
Just like you just said, you on the block, coming out the house, 18, 19, whatever. Yo, my man, I ain't seen you out here all week. They saying you soft. You in the house all week. You got a girl now. You soft. You cuddly. They are trying to make this personification of you. It's up to you to defy those odds. You can go along with it and say, man, nah, I ain't soft, man. Forget that, bro. Let's go out here and hang out. Or you could be man up and say, man, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Taking care of my lady, showing her the love that she needs, because I need just as much love in return. While you fools out here running the block, where y'all woman at?
Okay, I like that. So
Yeah.
where y'all woman at? Now, what do we talk when we say where y'all woman at? And I'm gonna get to this, and I'm gonna get to it now. Then, where your woman at, or where your girl at?
Mm,
Where the woman you dating, or where your real woman at?
mm.
So
Okay.
that to me, that makes a big difference too.
It does.
I mean, what a woman thinks of, what a woman perceive, does that make a difference if you soft or not?
No, it doesn't.
You know. So I'm looking at all this. It's like, and I'm gonna say this in the most candid way I can.
Yeah.
Um, I forgot what I was gonna say. Fuck, I had a brain fart, but it just left me. Now
It'll come back.
it was profound.
Yeah.
But
Oracle Hillippian has a comment here. We are too influenced externally. You, capital YOU, define who you are. Yes, indeed. I like that, because we can define anything that's already been predetermined. We can change the narrative. We can rewrite our story. We can not necessarily erase history, but you can correct the wrongs that have been spoken. Set the record straight.
right, so the fact that she speaks some wisdom, we have so many external influences upon
Mhm.
us,
Yeah.
and it seeps into our core. First of all, externally, what's going to bring us together, what's going to shape us regardless. The externals from
Mhm.
from the womb
To
to
the tomb.
to the tomb, right on.
Yeah.
But at what point do we say, "Yo, I am my own person. I am my own man," to the point where what you say don't matter? Because frankly, I know there's niggas out there who think I'm soft.
Brain studded.
I
I hear you, Shabbai.
yeah,
Give a
I know
man a
that.
break.
But I know that niggas that might think I'm soft. Well, fuck them.
Yeah.
There are niggas who probably think I'm soft to how I pursue women. Fuck them. They
Okay.
are soft how I carry myself in the everyday manner. Fuck them.
There you go.
Did it hurt at one time? Yes. Does it sometimes still affect me? I ain't gonna lie. I probably have some couple of weak moments, but yo, guess what? I get over that shit. Then I get back to fuck them.
Who you are. Who you're
Yes.
supposed to be.
And this is how
Cultural pressure to be strong often blocks men's intimacy, because we have to put on what we were told When we're younger, we have to put on this personification that we're hard, right? You're walking out there, you got your Dickies on, you got the sag on, you may be wearing a rag, whatever side you represent, right? And you doing your thing. That's not the way life is going to turn out if you continue down that bad path.
All right, so let's talk about growing up. Our main influences are from the previous generation. They define who the fuck was soft.
Mm,
But remember, but these are the same ones who would lie
in your face.
in your face.
Mm. They define what was soft. Were they defining it, or were they just acting out what they saw? Because I don't think the rules were written with the previous generation. The rules were written before that and before that. And everyone continues to act that out down the line.
First of all, some of them cats, some older cats, they were talking stuff on the basis of fearing about who they really was internally anyway.
Okay.
Two, and even today, what we doing, we spreading our traumas and hurts and pains. We want to share in that emotional fuckery that we
Mhm.
getting. Oh, I lost it to this other guy who's working confident now. Who work differently, who
Mhm.
act differently, or I lost out to the woman who wanted this hardcore sagging on his pant man with the sagging pants, who treat her like crap, and because I wanted to treat differently. You know, these are things that will affect us. Who tell us what is soft and what's not soft. You know, spreading that trauma or that hurt is making us false impression was a confident man,
Mhm.
not a hard
Yeah.
man, a confident man.
Confident man. You are showing your vulnerability as strength. You're walking in purpose, not weakness. You are allowing your emotions to be open and expressed in more ways than one. That shows stability. It shows maturity. It shows growth. Some people, it may take them 40, 50, 60 years to get to that point. Some might get it when they're 20. So hell, some might get it at the age of 4 and become a doctor by the time they're 16 and graduate high school early and get their PhD by 22. Others sometimes got to bump their head against the wall before it resonates. It rings a bell. So I can't fault the man for trying. And as a hardcore healing Pian said, a man who calls another man soft is soft or soft. So we got to always go beyond what was previously instilled in our mind and present something different for the public, for the masses, for the youth, for those that follow us, because we are a passing generation. There were once when we were looking at baby boomers and we're looking at those that were born before us. Our time is coming to that point where we are the passing generation. Now you got millenniums and Gen Zers are coming behind us. We can only do so much. We can only do what we can, and hopefully they will pick up. So by the time they get that midlife, they will too leave something for the next, if there is anything to be left in this world.
So my question: who the cycle breakers?
Cycle breakers are those that step out on their own and present and challenge those that are around them. Those are the cycle breakers.
All right. So now let's talk about the
Yeah.
vulnerability. No, I didn't play a clickbait yet. Not yet. It's coming. The vulnerability. Oh shit! I had no brain fart again. But anyway, brain stutter. Anyway, I got something
All
for you,
right.
Don. Let's
Let's
talk
talk
about
about the
this.
vulnerability. So let me ask you a question. When you hear the word soft in the context of love, what comes to mind for you, Marcus?
I need to be open. I don't need to have a barrier. I need to be emotionally available. I need to be who I
Yeah.
am. I need to show you who I am emotionally naked.
Okay.
I also need the vulnerability that I have to be secure that the woman I chose is seeing me who I am for what I am, everything about me,
Mm,
and accepting it. One of the things my wife said to me, or she said to somebody around me, whatever. Oh, my damn screen went out. Was
okay, man.
we cry around
Yeah.
here? Sometimes it's hey, I ain't got to cry all the time, but sometimes you gotta let that
Yeah.
shit go.
You feel better when
And
you open yourself up. I do see a couple of comments here. Over James, appreciate you, sir. He says, I am
love
love
James.
James. Sorry, you
I
cut that
forget.
off, man. You got me reading wrong.
I
Love
did.
James,
I
the
did.
poet.
My bad,
I'm in
dog.
my South Man area and I don't care what they think. Appreciate that. Sarah Hardcore European says, how many hard in their ego men are in jail or no longer with us trying to pretend?
That part
All
all
the
the
way,
way.
all the way. And back to what you said, man. It is very satisfying to not try to, as Hardcore European said here, not try to put on a persona because, you're walking around hard all day. Sometimes people who do that does eventually get to a point where they don't want to care about anything because that's what they're flexing. But those that have bigger dreams feel like they have more passion to give. You cannot present something that's not natural. It's going to wear on you and it's going to show to those that are around you. So you have to open up. You have to love. And this is something that I personally struggle with in my younger years because I definitely was trying to put on that persona. Not necessarily a hard persona, but I was putting on that persona that I didn't care when I know in my damn mind that I did. So there was a lot of
All right.
situations that may have slipped through my hands because I didn't want to show that I was sorry or even say that I was sorry.
So I like that. Um, that brings me to a point of mine real quick, and I'm gonna switch gears
Yeah.
a second. I I think internally I was an emotional confliction,
Okay.
internal battle. My natural state is a vulnerable
Mm.
state. I often would try to be with the stereotypical hard, through hurt and not lust, but
Mm-hmm.
loss or losing
Yeah.
out. And I would try to put that on. And some of it would seep over, but my natural state is one of
Mm.
vulnerability. And when I started learning to embrace that,
Mm-hmm.
now I'm really embracing it. I really getting the love I deserve.
Oh.
Because what happens? What happened? Why you get us? What happened before? Didn't
Yeah.
work out. I thought I was the most right,
Mm. Okay.
but now, maybe now I'm not emotionally available. And I still have some emotional stuff I don't do.
Mm.
And I know it. And there are some things I do non-emotionally outside of my
Yeah.
relationship, which I'll get to that therapy for eventually. I got some other shit in my head. I'm so fucked up on other things. I got to break it down in layers, and one brick at a time.
He said, "Yeah, they don't slow up the whole block brick by brick."
So do me a favor, just read that clip real
Okay.
quick.
It's sad that men who are safe, kind, loving, and committed are attacked and called soft. We need to heal as a people. Yes, we do. And podcasts such as this, platform such as this, allows us to mature. It allows us to grow. It allows us to understand because the message resonates across the world. Where once in a time you had to write a letter and wait 2 or 3 days for it to get there. That's no longer the case. Everything is instant now. So when people are still ignorant of the cause, it's because they chose to be. It's not because they're not knowing. You can look at your phone and see all type of positive messages and outtakes that should elevate your life. Hell, I write poetry every morning. If you're reading that, you're going to be elevated about it. Ain't nothing dark about it. It's nothing sad about it. It's about motivation.
All right, Don. On that note, I got
Go
something
ahead,
for you.
sir.
You
I'm
ready
ready,
for
bro.
it?
Both barrels loaded, cocked.
How I feel, so don't take it
What?
off of me. No, when you hear people say
He's so
things,
funny because he be over there waiting like,
Just wait.
No.
Not to be rude.
Throw this
Let me
curveball
mess
real
this
quick.
up.
Yeah.
when
What you want to
hear
ask me?
people say Russell Wilson is corny, what's your honest reaction?
Oh
as
my
a wife?
gosh, that I don't have to even reply to that because you know, like that. Why would I even respond to that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what I know, and that's all that matters. But he is the most amazing human being you could know. The smartest, most intelligent Black man
Yes.
that I have ever known.
Doesn't
You don't
bother
gotta
him
respond
though.
to that,
Doesn't
though.
bother him
Nah,
because I feel like
nah,
he
nah.
gets it because he takes care of his wife.
And we've had
Yeah,
conversations
nah.
up here
Yeah.
as men saying like, I don't understand why why he gets called a simp. or
Well, I think it
corny
depends on
because
who's.
he loves his
But
wife.
wait.
It's crazy.
Wait. Who's the man saying it?
Well, Channing Crowder said it once.
No, we ain't gonna call no names.
She wasn't saying names.
No.
She wasn't saying names. She's like, what kind of guy is
I'm
saying
not
it?
gonna go down a specific lane because I don't want
okay,
to.
gotcha.
I'm just saying who's the man saying it, right? It's like someone saying a person doesn't love someone, but have you ever loved someone right? Have you ever been loved right? So sometimes people, to me, speak out of pocket because they just don't know. So for me, it's versus being mad about it, just be like, God bless them. You know, like,
Because it's obviously something that they're lacking.
it's just, everyone's entitled to their opinion, but it's like, I don't have to live my life to prove anything to anybody. Right. And so I think, sometimes too, people have a perspective just because of how they see life. And that just may be their way. But, to me, too bad for them if they want to live life a certain way and love people a certain way.
Right.
Too bad for them.
Great clip. Great clip.
So in your opinion now, in your elevated state, what do you think of Russell Wilson and how he loves and how he carries himself?
He does what is best for him and his family. He does what is necessary for him and his family. Minus the BS, minus the talk, minus the flack, minus what they say about his football play, which is dwindling. But he does what is best for him and his family without care of judgment. People fear what they don't know or what they don't know what's happening. So they have to conjure up something to make themselves feel bigger.
All right. So I think what she said about her husband is some of the realest shit that you ever want to hear a woman say about you. And if he's soft, corny, whatever, and to have a woman love him by being himself and being the so-called corny and simp and soft, why would I want to be hard?
Exactly.
You have, and let's be real. You have one of the women on with your ring on that men lusted over her for decades. You was authentically being a nurturer, vulnerable in the public, not by just behind closed doors, in public. And you got Sierra. How is that not one of the best rewards that you of somebody who's proclaimed to be soft or simp? Any of that can be, but the fact that you ride authentically, you do, and it makes so bad. He was like, Envy was like, hey, he provides.
He does more than that. He
Provide
does more than
what?
that.
Just because a nigga provide a house, just because a man provides a car, is he really providing? Is he providing the emotional foundation that you need? Is he providing the support that you need for you to live strongly in the world that you walk in? Is he providing the the strength you need to ensure that you be authentically you as a lady or a woman? What are you providing? To say he's providing. No, elaborate. He provided a hell of a lot more. Hell, I'm not. If that's the case, he's soft. I'm proud to be soft in, because the way a woman talked about you in that light in front of the world, and was like, "Yo, if you talking about my husband, let's go. Come see me. I will fuck you up about my husband." That's love.
Nothing but love, as she's supposed to. She's on a platform, and the first thing they did was come out sideways talking about the love of her life. She's found her partner, and they've connected, and it's been nothing but bliss and happiness. But yet, even on a national platform, they still are digging at him. And maybe they were commenting on other comments, but the fact that they should still come with something other than just to say he was soft or corny. They have to do better than that. They're on a national platform. I know controversy sells, but at some point, quit being the seller and be the buyer.
And me and my wife was talking about, guess who probably gonna be next? Gonna be talking about soft. Klay Thompson.
That ain't soft. I know what is soft, but that ain't. Klay Thompson lucky right about now. But anyway, let me ask you a question, because this may pertain to Russell Wilson in that situation. Because Russell Wilson plays professional sports, and we know what football is. We know what it is, a gladiator sport. So do you think black men, I'm just speaking in reference to black men because he is a black man, do they have to wear two different masks? Because he goes to work, he has to compete against other guys who wants to take his job, take his knees out, get him off the field for a paycheck for their team. But then he has to take all that off, goes home to Sierra, and he's still being authentic. That's a tough path to walk.
But you know something though? And this is something I'm developing, and I'm developing in my emotional growth. Why wear the mask? Why no, listen to me. Why wear the mask? Because one is not real. A mask is not real. That is not. You're gonna respect who I am by the way I walk, and the confidence I am of who I am. When you walk in a room with confidence of who you are and comfortable with who you are, the mask is not necessary. And if it's a male gladiator sport, yeah. But guess what? My talent is going to do what? If my talent, if I'm not winning, yeah, you may judge me, but guess what? I should not change for who I am. Okay, if you're going to say, hey, poets are soft. Everybody where you work at, say poets are soft. Do you not claim to be a poet?
I'm like, in the words of Kendrick Lamar, sometimes you got to pop out and just show Negroes who you are, because even in a realm of poetry, even in the realm of sports, you can be talented, you can be physically gifted, you can be intelligently brilliant, but sometimes people still want to choose others over you because they don't like your work. So you still have to put in the work. That's where the mask comes in. You still have to put on that mask and say, hey, look, I'm pulling up to show you who I am. Regardless of who you drafted, rookie, sensation, I'm still the man. So you got to still go through me. And you got to show that sometimes to people who are in power, because they will look past you when they think you're done. So you still have to put on that mask and show them that you are still the man for whatever that job may be. Because quick as they hiring and firing people nowadays, you have to show that you still are the person that can still get the job done. It's not about longevity of what you did 10 years ago. It's like what you do for me now, right? So let me just pop out and show you.
Yeah, you can pop out, but I don't have to pop out with no mask. Pop out with a mask, that's called robbery. So no, me popping out is
Yeah.
showing you my talent, and me walking,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
walking high. You know, the aura that you present is what's going down. Give me, I'm
Yeah.
doing my thing. I'm had my head high. Because guess what? Yeah, if you want to come try to take what I got, come take me. Come on, I want it, but I can still be vulnerable. Who I am in public with my wife, opening her door, saying, "Hey, girl, you looking good today. You beautiful."
Yeah.
You know, giving her, holding her hand, kissing her. You know, things that, because in the case of Sierra, guess what? She had Future. He's soft. Or he might be soft, but is he
I
vulnerable?
would say I don't know him, so I can't say that. But I would say
Yeah. So his persona, he has a
he may be
mask.
wearing a mask. Does wear a mask. Shit, you look at the makeup he got on. But back to the reality. I think at times, sometimes people do find their partner. They find someone that they click with and they resonate with, and that sometimes is unbreakable, regardless of name calling and what people think. And I think Sierra has found her partner with Russ. You found your partner with your wife. Sometimes she has to go through someone like Future to find Russ, right? And then now that she found him, she won't have to find another. Some people still have to find that person and that connection.
Hey, then that might be a problem in itself.
It could be.
You know, one, you got some, you date somebody who you probably know he ain't the best person in the world, and you went and got with somebody who was it was very compatible in line. Now, do we have to? And this is now listen,
I ain't
before you
saying
go
nothing. I'm
respond.
just listening.
But
I'm
this
listening.
is the,
I'm
but this is
listening
the
to
shit
you.
I'm talking. This is the shit I was talking about earlier with that things that might have been traumatic.
Okay. Yeah.
I am the vulnerable cat who was chasing Sierra, and she chose the Future type person who doesn't perceive to be vulnerable.
I'm following you now.
Now,
I'm following.
I'm feeling like, okay, this is what I need to get with that. Now, my wife actually brought up a good point. Sometimes you just gotta take that shit on the chin. You chased that, you got that, you act like that, and now you fucked over. Because the personality that person might have had that was going after the personality of the non-bumble person wasn't ready for a person like you, and that's what you chose to pursue and got. And like she told me, pretty much said, you gotta take that on the chin. You chose wrong. You better be healing, keep it pushing.
Okay.
So I will give my wife a shout out because I didn't think about it at that moment. You gotta take it on the chin. I was like, damn.
Shouts out to the wife. She says having healthy partners triggers hurt people. The slips are showing.
And what was that comment?
Thor Foster says they elevate each other, support each other. It's a healthy love.
And Thor Foster said something else, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It.
They are angry that they can't take what you have because she will not desire from another person because she's all she needs from her man, and her has all he needs from her. That's deep.
Yeah, and we talk about what they need from a man and a woman and everything. And one of our previous conversation we had offline was, and now I'm gonna go too far of a subject, is that when we talked about sex.
Yeah.
Sex is necessary, sex is good. But sex is not always sex should not be the priority.
Shouldn't be.
When I'm pursuing a relationship. It's the ice cream, it's dessert, but feeding each other in a certain way, what's the main course? What if I'm just living on dessert? all I got is a diabetes in one foot.
Some say it tastes like dessert, but anyway, well.
Yeah. Peaches.
But let me. This is how sometimes you made a good comment earlier about when you're chasing a woman, right? And because of say that comment again. I want to make sure I heard that correct. You said you was
I
chasing
don't
a woman
know.
and you
I don't-
finally get what you want and you F over her, right? Is that what you?
Oh yeah, no. I was saying like you. I think I was referring to when I was talking about you
Okay, yeah,
pursued this
I got
woman
you.
who was pursuing
The guy
the guy who
wasn't
wasn't
vulnerable.
vulnerable, but you finally get that one that was pursuing the one
Yeah,
that was vulnerable, and now she f you over because she wasn't in that emotional state that you are, and now you acting all
yeah,
hurt because you chased a woman and got the woman who wasn't ready for
exactly.
the state where you was at,
And sometimes that what
you
makes
know. And
men portray hardness. And just reflecting back with my younger youth, I used to think women like men who were thugs, right? I mean, they're that stigmata out there
I did
because
too.
you've been a nice guy. Nice guys finish last. When we you had that conversation too, and they would chase those guys, maybe because we were just youth, and that's what piqued their attention. But as we got older, I saw that um, some of those guys just didn't display vulnerability or display the necessity needs to show that they are vulnerable and they need someone as much as that person needs them. And sometimes you just learn that stuff as you get older in life. But if you continue to not open up, you're going to continue to portray this hardness, this lack of attention, of love, and it's going to bother you in the end. It's going to rub you the wrong
Mm.
way in the end. So you got to step out on faith, take a chance. For those that don't know what love is, haven't experienced it, it's never too late.
Yeah. We know who I want to applaud though,
Go
thinking
ahead.
about it now. So ones who found out
Mm,
early in life, in their 20s, and they found somebody who also found that out early in life or already knew it early in life. And now it's 20, 30 years later, and they in their 40s, being married 20 something
yeah,
years, whatever, and
yeah,
understood. How they say understood
yeah.
the assignment. I'm gonna shout them out because they didn't go kissing a bunch of frogs trying to find the prince.
Man, look at him. So that high school sweetheart, you're married, the all-star football track player or whatever, and go on to have beautiful kids, a beautiful life. You
Mm-hmm.
sit back and you reflect it. Let me ask you a Russian roulette question. Spin the barrel, like you said. If you could go back and talk to your 25-year-old self about vulnerability and love, what would you say?
Oh yeah, ain't no problem.
Okay.
Hey dog, just I know you chasing after. I know you chasing. Stay true to yourself. You know, you have a quality that unfortunately women not don't actually. A lot of women don't
Yeah.
see right now. But stay the course. You probably have. There are women out there right now who will appreciate it. We willing to, talk to those women. Don't
Mm,
don't
yeah.
settle. Don't understand that there's a difference between the lust of a woman and
Hmm.
the love of the woman, or the lusting for a woman, and the difference between trying to love that you could
Yeah.
receive from a woman. Also, 25-year-old self saying, "Hey, stop listening to those influences. Don't be the influence. Don't be the influence. Be the
Okay.
influencer. And if they don't agree with your point, stay with your point. Stay true to yourself. Don't have how they say when you ain't
Yeah.
got a lie to kick it. This is what I would tell my 25-year-old self. Stand tall. You know, be honored for all the qualities that you have that you're gaining. Because a lot of times, the same dudes that think you are
Mm,
soft are the same dudes that want you to date their
mm,
sister.
Say it again for those in the
So
back. I don't think they heard you, sir.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I was saying the same dudes that called you soft are the same ones that want you to
Man.
date their sister. Them ugly ass. They have some ugly sisters too, boy. I ain't gonna lie. All right. Shit. There's a reason why your sister ain't getting a date.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard me right here from Marcus.
All right. But the fact that if I can tell I could tell myself at 25, I can tell myself a lot of things. But I will say if I was back in 25 and tell myself a lot of things and my 25 self would listen.
Okay. Start there. We gotta listen. A lot of people told us a
Yeah.
lot of stuff, and we didn't always adhere to the message.
Right. Babe might have babe, we might not have met because I would took different courses. Would I have found somebody who could love me deeply and honestly like you have? Maybe, maybe not. But I would know how to love better than the love I'm trying to give you, or I am giving, I am giving you to the best of my ability at an earlier stage. Maybe I need that move to St. Louis at 25. If I could tell myself 25, hey, take your ass to St. Louis. There's a lady named Kia McLean, the poet. Go and say, come here, girl. Come here, girl.
And Marcus said he's getting a head start on it and get it at 25 and get it wrapped up.
Yeah. But when you tell yourself at 25, but actually 25 is actually a good age. That's when you're really starting to it's starting to for a male thing. A lot of things are clicking.
Everything should have. You got a vision of who you are, who you've become, and what the path that you've plotted to take. You should be out of some people, if they take the correct path, would have graduated, been out of college, career, and on their way to prosperity. She said, I wasn't right. We did it right.
And so, man, if it's so many things you could tell yourself early, if you could all do a Back to the Future, this world would be a better place.
It would.
Man, I want to tell myself 25. I want to just write a letter to my a long ass. Well, no, I better record it. I record me a long ass message and say to my 25-year-old self, say, play this.
If you get this message, the world has ended.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some time travel. You never know, right? So go ahead and write that letter, record it, because you're going to be reincarnated and you may come back as Marcus 2.0 and you come across this digged in the dirt or something. You can pull it up.
That might be a good project. Yeah. Sit back and record a message to your 25-year-old self. And let's just reflect. We can reflect on the mistakes we made, and we can clap on the things that we did right. The vulnerability that we're talking about. We had the vulnerable moments. Let's talk about when we should have been vulnerable to the women. Guess what? We all probably had women that we screwed over who were ready.
I can agree with that. I definitely could contest to that. We've had my share.
We spread the problems that the hardest that we tried to be for somebody who's ready. Guess what?
Yeah, we let that slip through our fingers. Yeah.
So right now, I like being vulnerable. I like hell. Fuck it. I say I like cuddling. Yeah, you turn your back to me, babe. I'm cutting out. I'm gonna color your. I'm gonna hug your arm, your shoulder. I'll put all my belly on your back. Yeah, I want to cuddle, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, girl, you look so beautiful." Or, baby, I just don't. I'm not feeling right today.
Mm.
That's another one. But baby, I don't.
So
I'm
you
feeling
saying you
off
got a
today.
headache? You
I
coming
don't
in
know what
telling
it
you got
is.
a headache?
It ain't gotta be necessary. Your headache. Shh. Man, let me ask you this: have you ever told a woman, "Baby, I just don't feel. I
Yeah,
just feel off
yeah,
today.
yeah.
I don't feel centered." And how did she respond is the key.
Yeah. You asking a question or you making a statement?
Or
Yeah, the
both.
response is they showing you sincerity and love in that moment, in your most vulnerable moment. If you definitely like you're having flu-like symptoms, you may have had COVID for those who've experienced that, and definitely want someone by your side showing you love in your weakest moment.
Yeah. And like I said, and I ain't really talking about being sick. I just don't feel
Yeah,
I just don't feel it today, baby. I didn't got that
yeah,
strength right now to me.
yeah, and
You
that's okay.
babe,
That's okay to
it's
state that without feeling that you're soft or weak.
right. And for a woman not to judge you,
Mm,
and that's the thing we gotta talk about. The women, and that's what we scared. That's
I
what
got
we
a question
scared
for
of.
that. Now you got a good
All
segue.
right. We scared of
Let me find it here.
yeah, we got women we scared of women who's gonna judge us for being
Let me find
vulnerable.
that question real quick.
All right. Well, I'm gonna keep talking about this because we scared of women that teach women to be vulnerable, and we scared the reaction that we made, like, oh, I'm gonna lose my position
Oh,
because our ego is
yeah.
positional.
Okay. So in a relationship, not necessarily yours, but in a relationship, a man showing vulnerability, has it ever backfired or has it actually built more intimacy? Because if a man is not understanding that vulnerability is opening up to love, he may be missing out on that intimacy because then he's putting up a wall, which can backfire and show because he's showing resentment, he's showing resistance. She
Mm.
says, "Gotta have a spot on the night."
So
Yes, indeed.
we got a couple minutes, and baby, we're gonna talk about it in a couple minutes. But let's. I'm gonna answer this question with Don. So, do I think what I want to say is that we need to make sure before we give that vulnerability, we have to make sure the person we're talking to is worthy of your
Okay.
vulnerability. Because now, for me to give you my vulnerability gives you unconditional love
Mm,
from me. Because if I give you my vulnerability and you nurture it, and enrich me, and do everything
mhm.
with this vulnerability that I'm opening up to you, that I'm
Yeah,
pouring to you, and you do everything right with it, the unconditional covering of this love that I'm gonna get for you. Like one clip that we was talking about earlier
yeah,
that we didn't play was, it doesn't care about your financial
yeah,
status, this status. My unconditional is like I'm going through thick and thin,
yeah.
you know, because I'm giving you if I'm giving this vulnerability that I hold under lock and key behind 3 brick walls and a steel curtain,
That ain't gonna win.
and
Yeah,
I give it to you. So no, that thing right there, that gift, and that get my vulnerability is a gift, because with my vulnerability, there are so many things you
yeah.
could do with it. You could love me with it or hurt me
Mm.
with it.
It's pretty deep,
Yeah.
sir.
And,
Yeah.
I do that every so often. So you think we should do? Because she
Let's
went
go
on the
ahead and hit
spot
it, sir.
segment.
Let's go ahead and hit it.
All right, go and get the fingers ready, babe. Or somebody. And here we go. So this is called the on the spot segment, where the people out in the chat give us Don and I a question, and we honor it. We answer it honestly and off the dome. We don't know what the question going to be. We're just going to go talk about using our thoughts, experience, and our knowledge.
Mhm.
You know, we haven't did it in a while, but we need to get back to doing it. And oh Lord, and it just came up quick.
It was already
Hold on,
cocked and loaded, man.
Yeah,
Pull that
boy,
trigger.
she with that Russian roulette too. Hold on, let me bring that
Right.
question up real quick. All right, go for it,
How
Don.
has allowing yourself to be vulnerable, whether in love, friendship, or family, contributed to your healing journey? And what fears do you still face when it comes to opening up emotionally? Ooh, that's a deep one. I'm gonna take a stab at it. Let me see. Allowing myself to
All
be
right.
vulnerable has allowed me to really understand the importance of life, the importance of giving to others without worried about what comes back in return. Because if it's natural, they're going to give back naturally as well. So your cup will always be replenished. That state no longer presents a fear to me. Once there was a fear, once there was an anxiety. You have to get past that. You block it, whatever you have to do, write it, journal it. And once I got past that, I no longer care about what others think. Uh, I'm able to open up emotionally. I've cried on shoulders. And I'm not saying I'm crying at this moment, but I will cry if the opportunity or the situation presents those emotions. I don't have any problem with that. And I'm very comfortable with that now.
Okay, that's what's up. So what I'm gonna do for this one, I'm gonna break it down I'm gonna break it down
Right.
to sections. She says, how has allowing yourself to be vulnerable, whether in love, friendship, or family, contribute to your healing journey? Well, it's a journey. It's a
Mhm.
hell of a journey. It helped me being vulnerable as my wedding ring tells you, it helps me in love. Allowing myself to be vulnerable in friendships allows me to listen and not judge. Meaning that I should be able to do the same thing to this person in a vulnerable state. If my best friend came to me and was like, which has come, it might not have been tears, but to open up and how he emotionally feel and pour out, I'm here for it. I don't want to give judgment, but with the friendships, that allows me in that journey, like, okay, I can't keep compressing and holding in. It's like it's like if you keep eating, you get fat, and you heavy, so it gets emotionally heavy. Now, emotionally vulnerable with family, yeah, I'm still working on that one.
Yeah.
I'm not going front. Yeah, I'm under
Work
construction.
in progress.
So yeah, so just to be clear, I'm not
Mhm.
perfect with this. All right. And it says, and Latin part says, what fears do you still face when it comes to open up emotionally? Fears I still face is I don't want to be a crybaby. So I still got some emotional traumas from people as a kid, possibly saying
Mm.
crybaby. Being a little kid, cry too much, or I don't want to think, okay, is this really worth crying about? Because sometimes you still have to say, okay, suck that shit up. This is not something you cry about. Or when is it really
Mm.
something I can unleash? Um, when is that point in time is okay? When it's like, okay, you just need to be. It's not being soft or vulnerable. No difference between being vulnerable or just not okay. this is just a moment of you need to kind. I don't want to say man up, but you need to kind of say, get your shit up, get your shit together. And when that's something emotionally that I still kind of fear of, that me trying to be always being tough, not being tough, like I don't want to be so emotionally vulnerable that I am vulnerable. When I mean vulnerable, I mean I can take wounds, or I am wounded when I ain't get cut.
I got you.
And she said hold on. She said she got one more. She got one more
Hit us with
question.
the 2-piece.
Oh, go on with the 2-piece, babe. I'm while I get the biscuit ready.
Gotta have a pepper. Gotta have a pepper.
Yeah, a hot pepper. No, I don't want that hot stuff.
He too vulnerable, sir. He too
Man.
hot.
Yeah, too vulnerable. These taste buds don't do that. Don't
Yeah,
do
Marcus
that hot
crackling.
one.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's a legitimate cry. All right, here you go. She fast with them fingers.
What a. She's a writer, man. Come on.
Have you ever felt resentment for being vulnerable with the wrong person? If so, how was that experience shaped the way you approach love and emotional openings now? So is that what it say?
Openings.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So let me read it one more time so I can make sure I say it's right. Have you ever felt resentment for being vulnerable with the wrong person? And what if so, how has the experience shaped the way you approach love and emotional opportunities now? So, yes, I have. And this is where I'm saying those resentments, because like I told you earlier, I was conflicted. I was in. She said, "Oh, it's
Okay,
openness now." All right, so I was conflicted. It was battling, and with that being the wrong person, now I want to lean toward me being harder, or I'm scared of that backlash for being considered weak, or like you. This is the worst thing. Real quick, this is a feeling that it just came to me like whoa, shit. When you being vulnerable and soft, or so, when you being vulnerable, right? Let me get this off the screen because I want you to see this. When you're being vulnerable to a woman and she gave you this,
The blank stare.
yeah, like, what the fuck? And the first thing you do is like, okay, got it. I'll never give you this motion again. And now all you want to do is everything that's inside of you. You keep compressing inside of you. When you get the blank stare, like,
wow,
the what the fuck? That is gut wrenching.
It does.
That shit hurts.
And if you don't mind me injecting,
Go ahead, I'm
I
finished.
think sometimes from that blank stare, I would say I would be expecting a certain facial look, maybe, perhaps. But to answer the question, I'm going to answer the question that I'm going to layer it too, like Marcus did. I have felt resentment for being vulnerable with the wrong person. And that situations, because there's more than one time, it made me take a slower approach to opening up in future or even past relationships that I had most recently, it made me slow to address the issue because I was not quick to just jump out there and say, "Here I am. Here's my beating heart in my hand, landing on the dresser for you to see." And sometimes this is the layer approach. Sometimes I wasn't vulnerable enough that caused resentment from the other end because I'm still debating when should I open up because I'm feeling that previous emotion all at once at the same time, still wanting to display my growth as a man to show that I am vulnerable, that I can still share. And sometimes it becomes conflicted. Sometimes I even within myself gets confused. And that's something that I have to address. That's something that I am addressing because it's within me that control the outcome of it. But it does happen. It has happened. So I have to be aware of it when it does happen, and I have to address it so that in the future I can make sure it doesn't happen again in those terms.
Got it. Well, one last thing just came to my mind real quick, Don, and we're
Yes,
gonna
sir.
close this out.
Yes, sir.
When a woman says to you this, if you're gonna be emotional like this, I might as well have been with a woman.
I never heard that said to me, but I do understand where that's coming from.
Yeah. I might as well be with another woman.
Wow. That's deep. I don't know how to take that. Because if we become with a negative response, then we're in the wrong.
Yeah.
We're in the wrong.
So now
Oh,
we
yeah.
just,
Gotta eat that.
Yeah, we eat that. But we eat that. And now look where we at.
We shutting down.
Shutting down.
Yeah. And
But
with that being said,
hold on, but we got into some positive.
Go ahead. Yes,
Hey,
sir.
remember, you need to reflect on the stuff that's wrong with you, heal with this, and proceed. Just because it happened wrongly to you, you don't move forward with that wrongness.
Yeah.
You research, when I research it, you grasp it, you understand it, and you release it.
Yeah.
Hey, sometimes you gotta forgive the person. Matter of fact, a lot of times you gotta forgive the person that gave you the hurt.
Oh yeah. You start small. You share that in pieces until you you build a whole pie. You don't cut the whole pie once, you cut it in slices.
Right on.
Yes, sir.
And with that being said, I had to get my point in there.
Get it in, sir. You are the man.
Yeah.
You are the man.
I'm Marcus Goodwin, and that's Don,
Don.
aka Junior Lily. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and come back next week. Because I got a feeling the women gonna bring that pie-yow, that fire-yow, all that ki-yow, and all that whatever, because they bring wisdom, knowledge, and healing. And things that you ain't thought about, it will come to light.
It will.
And we out.
Peace.